Hey everyone, just wanted to make another quick video here. We have another excess signal on the weekly chart, so a similar situation to the one we had in July. Instead of getting a close beyond the body after the excess signal, we got a bull breakout, and the expectation is that we'll close beyond the body range and at the very least test inside the body range within 4 to 6 bars. So we got that here in August, and we have a similar situation here. Instead of closing beyond the body range, we got a bull breakout. So the expectation is that we'll get back within the body range. We'll probably close beyond the body range as well, but the immediate probability is that within 4 to 6 bars, we'll at least test in the body range, so at 64.93. I wanted to cover a couple of the questions I got in the last video that I haven't responded to yet, but I thought I'd respond to some of them here and then just go and respond to some of the comments on the video itself. One was about the actual definition of excess here. So the definition of excess is that it has to be at least 1.5 times an average bar range away from the moving average. So it has to have significant distance from the moving average. And it also has to show signs of slowing momentum. So I'm using a 3 EMA. And when the momentum shifts on the 3 EMA, so it shows signs of slowing, which typically ends up being a pause bar of some kind, then it will signal that there's a sign of excess. So it has to be far enough from the moving average, a strong enough move that precedes the excess, and then a slowing of momentum that creates the excess and primes it for a reversal. Because I don't want it to color bars as excessive if they're still showing strong momentum. So that's why none of these strong bull bars are colored yellow. I want to wait for the momentum to wane a little bit because that's what creates the probability of a retest or a close below because the momentum is already dropping off. So, so similar probabilities here for the weekly chart. 98% chance of closing beyond the body at some point, which is not as useful for the short term. 83% chance that we close beyond the body in 6 bars. So at some point before the end of October, and 86% chance of testing within the body range within 6 bars. So again, the highest probability is that we're going to test within the body range before the end of October. So at least a 2% correction or around a 2% correction. And the price action here is also leading to the same conclusion as the excess bar here. So we had a strong breakout to the top of a trading range, pause bar, and then what I call a momentum second leg. So a smaller second leg than the initial burst of energy. And then when that holds, then I like to look at it as a structural second leg. So breakout, momentum second leg, double bottom bull flag, structural second leg. And this structural second leg now has 2 parts. So I suspect that will get a pullback as well, similar to what we had here. So breakout, pause, momentum second leg, so smaller than the initial burst, double bottom bull flag, and then structural second leg with 2 parts. So that happens quite often. And then also on the monthly chart, we're going to get, if September closes like this, we'll get 5 bull bars in a row. And that's typically the extent of what you get on the monthly chart. So so here we have 5 bull bodies, bear bar, 5 bull bodies, bear bar, 5 bars without a bear body, and then bear bar. Here we had 7 bull bodies. That's much more rare. Here we had 5 bull bars, bear bar, 5 bull bars, and then bear bar. That's a bear body. If I turn it off, it's a bear body there. Sorry, that's 4 bull bars and then a bear bar, 4 bull bars here and then a bear bar, 6 bars here and then a bear bar. So you can get up to 6 and 7 and more, but it's more rare. And especially given the location we're at, I think even if September closes as a bull body, I think October will be a bear body, or at least it increases the chances that it will be. And it doesn't even need to be a bear body. It just needs to test this green line. So I think the price action is also making this more likely. So I think we'll probably get a 2% correction in September and October, and then from there we'll see what we get. And then Daniel Meeks asked about my threshold for getting out. So essentially, what's the management for a trade like this, especially because it's trading against the trend. I actually don't trade this on the weekly chart. So if I trade it on the daily, I'm usually just looking at it for direction. So if I know there's a high probability of testing into a certain area, then I'll look for a trade on the 5-minute chart for that day or within that time frame. So within 4 to 6 bars. So on the daily chart here, for all of these signals, after we get the bull breakout, I'm looking at the 5-minute chart for a test back into the range of that body. So in all these situations, that's what I did. Um, the weekly chart I don't use because I'm still testing it. I don't have enough data for it, and also it's just so much of a larger time frame that it just gives me overall direction, and a sense of what's likely to happen. But I don't really trade the 5-minute chart based on it. And then yeah, so Tom's question, I think there were two about leg count. Yeah, so it does take into account contraction, but not using bar range, using the 3 EMA, which I mentioned earlier, and it doesn't look at late legs, but it looks at a distance from the moving average. So essentially, it just has to be excess. I didn't use standard deviation. I just used bar range, but it has to be far enough from the moving average, and then show some signs of contraction or loss of momentum. So no leg count necessary, because it has to be far enough from the moving average, anyways. And then another question I got was from What You Saying Gangsta 3642, which is, what is this complete clickbait garbage? And yeah, so that's it. So I hope that's helpful. If you do find it interesting when I post these, and you want to keep up to date with the 4 to 6 bar probabilities when it does happen, then I'll keep posting them. Yeah, so I hope you have a good trading week, and I'm in the process of finishing chapter 17 and 18 for price action trends, so I'll post those whenever they're ready. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.